Drafting 10th in a 12-team full PR league forces one decision immediately: lock down a running back or chase the receiver value at the turn. This mock opened Jonathan Taylor, Drake London, Breece Hall, and DeVonta Smith. That is an excellent foundation, but the real grade depends on what happened after round 4. The middle rounds produced 2 major receiver values, one aggressive quarterback bet and one late round mistake that cost valuable depth. I graded the complete 15-round build, checked every alternative that was still available, and found 3 changes that could turn an A- roster into an A+ draft. Start with the format. This is a 12-team snake, full PR, with 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 2 flex spots. That means 6 running backs or receivers can start every week. The 5-player bench is also shallow, so backup quarterbacks and backup tight ends must earn their space. From the 10th slot, the picks alternate between the end and beginning of each round: 110, 203, 310, and 403. The objective is not to win every position. It is to lead the first 4 rounds with 4 premium running backs and receivers, then exploit value while the room chases quarterback and tight end. Jonathan Taylor at 110 was completely defensible. The current full PPR board ranked him 8th, and taking him created a stable running back anchor. CeeDee Lamb went with the very next pick, so receiver was a legitimate alternative, but Taylor was not a reach. The round 2 selection was even better. Drake London carried a current rank near 9th and remained available at overall pick 15. That is the best early value on the roster. The pairing also balances the build. Taylor supplies elite rushing volume while London gives the team a target-heavy wide receiver 1. At the turn, you want players who would not realistically return. Both picks passed that test. Round 3 is where this mock improved the most. Breece Hall was selected 34th, exactly where the current rankings placed him. His groin injury requires monitoring, but the published expectation has been a short absence with regular season readiness. That is not a guarantee, but it makes the 3rd-round price reasonable. Then DeVonta Smith arrived at 39 despite a current rank near 30. Through 4 rounds, the roster held Taylor, Hall, London, and Smith, 2 starting backs, 2 starting receivers, and no lineup hole, forcing a future reach. In a 2-flex league, this is the structure I want. You can now draft a board instead of drafting out of desperation. Sam Laporte at 58 is defensible because the tight end tier was thinning, but his reported hip issue makes week 1 availability uncertain. That is a monitor, not a diagnosis. The more aggressive pick was Caleb Williams at 63. His current overall rank sat much later, near 97. But context matters. Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels went 61 and 62 immediately before the pick. Caleb brings genuine ceiling, yet the process still paid a premium for the position. A more patient route was to take another runner or receiver here, then target Justin Herbert later. I do not hate the Caleb selection. I simply grade it as a ceiling bet, not a value win. The 7th through 10th rounds built the depth that makes this roster dangerous. Courtland Sutton was ranked around 53 and fell to 82. That is nearly 30 picks of value and a strong first flex. J.K. Dobbins at 87 was slightly ahead of his rank, but round 8 is an acceptable place to chase running back upside. His durability history and Denver's potential committee keep the floor uncertain. Josh Downs was another major win, ranked near 77 and drafted at 106. Kenny Gainwell at 111 landed close to market value and supplies additional full PR utility. Sutton and Downs are the stars of this section. They turn a strong starting lineup into a roster with usable weekly alternatives. The biggest mistake arrived late. Hunter Henry at 130 was understandable as temporary Laporte insurance, but this league has only 5 bench spots. Rashad White went with the very next pick. Baltimore's defense at 135 was also too early. Deebo Samuel, Khalil Shakir, and Xavier Worthy were still available, while playable defenses remained on the board for multiple rounds. J.H.B. Lane is a reasonable upside receiver, and Chris Boswell plus Keaton Mitchell finished the draft, but the sequence should change. Use rounds 11 through 13 on backs and receivers. Take defense in round 14 and kicker in round 15. In shallow bench leagues, every early defense or backup tight end is an upside player you chose not to roster. The projector starters are Caleb Williams, Jonathan Taylor, Breece Hall, Drake London, DeVonta Smith, Sam Laporte, Courtland Sutton, and J.K. Dobbins. That lineup can score. The concern is concentrated availability risk. Hall is working back from a groin injury, Laporte's hip has made his Week 1 status uncertain, and Dobbins carries a recent durability concern. Gainwell, Downs, Lane, Henry, and Mitchell form the bench, but the running back protection is not as strong as the roster count suggests. The simplest fix is one more back with a clearer contingent role or another receiver with weekly target upside. Do not overreact to one injury report. Just build enough insulation that one absence does not force a waiver wire starter. The final grade is A-. Jonathan Taylor and Drake London were an excellent turn. Breece Hall and DeVonta Smith completed the core. Sutton and Downs are outstanding middle-round values. To improve the next attempt, wait one more tier at quarterback when the board allows it, use the backup tight end slot on a running back or receiver, and push defense and kicker to the final 2 rounds. My best pick is Drake London at 203. My best late value is Courtland Sutton at 710. The roster is competitive now. Those 3 process changes make it deeper and more resilient. Drop your grade in the comments and subscribe to Fantasy Football Blueprint for more sourced mock draft breakdowns.